Hey everyone, it's Sin Lioness. So a lot of people have been posting a tag just giving tips to people just starting out in the lock community, people starting their locks that have starter locks, baby locks that want advice. And there are three pieces of advice that I would love to give as well to people with locks. I think these are the three most important in my opinion. And the first one would be to be patient because some people they realize that their hair is taking a long time to lock, or they get to this phase where they think their hair looks ugly. And when that happens, a lot of them they take their locks out, and that's when you see that people have like 3 4 sets of locks and they keep starting them over because they're just not happy, or they're just not patient enough to see it through. So I would just encourage you to just like stick it out and see what happens instead of removing your locks out of frustration. So be patient, and also don't like fall into, I don't want to say cheating, but into a crutch. Like interlocking is something that you can do to your roots to make the retwist last longer, to keep your hair from unraveling, but that's not really good for the health of your hair if you don't intend on doing that permanently in the long run. It does create little weak spots in your hair. So I wouldn't recommend that. And I wouldn't recommend like wrapping your hair with string or anything kind of crazy to keep it from unraveling. Just like stick it out and eventually your hair will begin to lock on its own, and it'll be better for you in the long run than trying to manipulate it too much. So be patient is my first tip. My second tip is to use natural based products, to stay away from like Eco Styler gel and wax and brown gel, Jamaican mango and lime. I know a lot of people like that, but any product that doesn't have like petroleum in it or wax or anything heavy, because if you start your locks with that and your hair starts to matte, you're going to have the product trapped in your locks if you're not able to remove it, and you don't want to permanently have residue in your locks. It's better to use things that are natural based, that don't have mineral oil or petroleum, especially if they're aloe vera based, just because they can be washed out easily and they're not going to coat your hair or leave a residue in your hair. So just think about the long term effects a product is going to have on your locks. Yes, it might make your hair stay longer, look neater if it's a little bit of a stronger product like a heavy gel, but in the long run you don't want that stuck in your hair. So stick with the lighter, more natural products. And the last tip I would have is not to compare yourself too much to other people. Like it's really easy to get discouraged if you compare yourself to how thick someone else's hair is, or how sparse and neat and tidy looking someone else's hair is, how fast someone else's hair grows, or how someone else styles their hair because they have this like natural creative side to them where they know what looks right and they can experiment a little bit better. Like just do what's right for you. I personally have been approached a few times and people, they don't always like my locks. Like I do get compliments, but once in a while someone will point out, I don't really want my locks to be uneven or whatever. Like I prefer rope like perfect locks, and I'm not offended by that. Like what works for someone might not work for someone else. Like for me personally, I explained this in one video that I grew to love my locks, especially when I sickened them and combined them, because I have very small frame, very small face, very small personality, and I just think that this is a nice contrast for me, and I learned to love it. So embrace how your hair turns out. Everyone's locks look different and everyone's locks are beautiful. So those are the three tips that I give out to people just starting their locks. But the one that I want to stress most is to be patient and hang in there, and you have this huge community here on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram to kind of like share your journey with and ask for encouragement and advice. So that's a great thing to take advantage of. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and if you have any tips to share with other people, by all means make a video and share it with them. I'll catch you guys later, and thank you for watching. Ciao.